Hi, and welcome to Bath's Teams Conversations. This will involve me and a couple of ambassadors discussing various topics around university, such as what is university, looking at applying and choosing a university, as well as talking about what life is like at the University of Bath. This video will focus on the extracurricular side of Bath, so we'll be talking about the different societies that we have at Bath. At Bath we have about 100 different societies, ranging from creative societies to departmental to faith and cultural, so there's a huge variety of things that you can get involved with at Bath. We'll talk about our experiences from groups we've joined, what our favourite groups are, and also other groups that we haven't joined yet but are really interested in taking part in. We hope you enjoy this video. I'm Callie Rice and I am the Student Recruitment Assistant here at the University of Bath. But I myself was a student as well for 4 years and I did biology as my undergraduate.
Hi, so I'm Jasmine and I'm in my first year studying social work.
Hi, I'm Mackyla. I'm a third year student studying social sciences and I'm currently on my placement year.
Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm a third year chemical engineering student.
Lovely. So today we're going to talk a bit about societies. So have you guys been heavily involved in any particular societies at university?
I'm actually in my first year studying social work, but my second year at Bath because I changed course. But last year, my first year when I lived on campus, I was in vegetarian society. I'm not actually a vegetarian, but you could pay £5 for the entire year, and every Wednesday you would get a free vegetarian meal, which was amazing. And the people were really nice, and it was nice, like cozy. And one thing that you kind of learn as a student is you will grasp any opportunity for free food. So that's why I joined that society, and it was really nice. So yeah,
I did the same thing in first year. I
heard about that.
Society because they had like so many free tasters and there's so many people giving food on campus. So I was like, oh, I have to. But I wasn't veggie, and they were like, it's okay. Like we don't like hate meat eaters and stuff. And I had like so much good food, and I like helped them cook it and stuff. Like it was really good. And now that I'm thinking about like the chaplaincy center, they do like tea and toast. Which is so delicious. And I remember them like bringing it back here sometimes for like special occasions, which is really good.
Yeah, my friends in the Christian Union, which is kind of like runs alongside societies, and everyone is obsessed with tea and toast, which they run in Freshers Week, which is basically like after the big nights out, you can go and get some free tea and toast from the Christian Union, and everyone loves it. And they also run like events all year, basically with free food, which is super.
And they have like so many spreads to put on the toast as well.
Yeah. They know how to like entice people in.
Yeah. Oh, they also do loads of free. I'm not gonna like turn this into like talking about food, but like they do like free waffles and they have like events and stuff. Because my flatmate was part of the CU Christian Union. They do lots of events like about deep, meaningful questions and things like that. So yeah, for free lunch.
In my first year, it was kind of like a big thing to look through all the societies, like join as many as possible. If there was any free ones, like just join them. But then in my first year, because I lived with around, I think there was 23 rooms, so I lived with a lot of people, and I found out that two of them, like one of them played guitar and the other played bass, and I sang. So we decided to join the music society. And then we made like a little band. We was called the Bee Stings, because that's the name of the cider we drank every week. Basically, they have open mic nights every Thursday, and we used to perform at those, and it was really, really fun. You used to get a free drink if you performed, which was nice, and it was just a great way to make friends as well. Yeah. But then with the food ones, there's I think it's like Baking Society.
Yeah.
We joined that, but never actually went. But they do like, they used to do weekly showings of the Great British Bake Off, and you can bring like your own bake to that. So that was nice. But yeah, I think I'm going to go to that this year.
Good ones are definitely like worth going to, I think. And they have like lots of weird and wacky ones. Like I always tell people about the Harry Potter one. I don't know, it sounds pretty cool. I've never actually been. All these societies though, they always host so many tasters at the beginning of the year. I never get a chance to like stay on track with them. So
Yeah, I'd say it's so funny because at the start of the year in like the Freshers' Fair, all of the societies will come like onto the main bit of campus, the parade, and kind of show off and like try and persuade you to join. And the best ones is all of the different like multicultural and faith, like all of those different ones. People from like, because Bath has so many international students that there's so many international societies, but they don't really care like whether you're kind of like part of that group or not. They just want to involve everyone. So like the Spanish Society will go out to like one of the nights in town is like called Latin Loco, and it's all about like Latin music, and everyone goes, like it's just fun. So I think that's really good. And they also offer like free food tastings from all the different like international foods. Great. So yeah,
I feel like if they have free food, then I'm definitely in. Like that's the way to get students, is just all the free food.
Seems to be a bit of a theme today.
Yeah. So they like show off what they're doing, and I know like a lot of people love the Salsa Society because they like show off and do like shows and stuff. I know a lot of people love salsa because it's just like fun. And if they don't want to like do Latin and ballroom, they just want to kind of like do it more chill, then they tend to go to like Salsa Society. So.
Yeah. Like this year and a bit of like last year as part of like the Bath Entrepreneur Society, so it's free to join, and they host like loads of events like weekly, and they do like an annual hackathon and stuff. And I don't do business, but I don't know, it was really fun, like just doing something not related to engineering for a while and going with friends that had like similar interests that maybe I want to do in the future. So yeah, it's really interesting, and there's such a big society, and they always get like loads of sponsors to do events, and hopefully I'll try and run for committee like in my final year, but I don't know how that's going to go because still have a long way to get there. But yeah, that's good. And I do like my what's it called, subject like society, so the chemical engineering like student association, and do like welfare for that. We host like just one massive social at the beginning of the year called like white t-shirt social. Like I think lots of societies and like sports do it. You have like a white t-shirt and then you like write fun facts about yourself and stuff like that. And also on the like women in engineering society, I guess, so we host events and like programs and stuff to encourage like inclusivity in engineering.
Yeah, I'd also say a big thing is all of like volunteering groups and inclusivity groups. I know some people who are part of Bath Star Student Action for Refugees. They run like a homework club where they help like local people who are refugees. You've also got things like Raise and Give, where they're just all about the fundraising and stuff. I think like every week you can go onto like the main bit of campus and someone will be like fundraising or raising awareness for something.
Someone giving away
like
cakes.
Marrow, like the stem cell donation. I think it's really good. Like they're completely free to get involved with, and you can kind of like commit a tiny bit, like sharing something on Facebook and like, or like really getting involved. Like I know they do Student Minds, they're like mental health charity, and some people can even get running sessions for that. So I think it's just really good that there's such a variety of stuff to get involved with, to be honest.
Yeah, actually volunteering was my big thing in my first 2 years. So I didn't do any sort of other societies other than my volunteering quite largely. So I was quite involved in V Team, which is like volunteer team, and RAG, so Raise and Give, as you already mentioned. And I was really involved in either sort of like going out and giving my time to volunteering, like volunteering for like a children's party or something, or going out and like helping people fill their bags in Waitrose, for example, just little things like that. And then some of the events that we do, so with RAG we did things like the zombie apocalypse, did some fundraising for things like fireworks, so a lot of like really cool events that we did throughout the year as well. And I enjoyed it so much in first year that I then joined the committee for second year, so I've already been on committee. I was a social sec for RAG and also just the volunteer liaison officer in general for volunteering. So in my second year I was very involved in the volunteering, but I really liked that because it meant that you could sort of contribute not only to the university but also to like the wider society as well, and like the locals at Bath, because a lot of people think, oh, you know, students are always just out partying all the time, what good are they, they're just annoying. But actually there are a lot of students out there that are really helpful and really willing to give back to the community, which is really nice as well. And I met some really nice people as part of that as well, some I guess like-minded people, which is quite nice, which I suppose is probably a really nice thing about joining these clubs, is finding people with similar hobbies or similar interests to you, because you're not going to find like the perfect fit necessarily in your course or in your flat. So it's good to join as many sort of different things as possible, whether that's a sports club or a society, just to meet lots of different people, because there's going to be some people that you're getting along with, but some people that you will really click with and you'll sort of make friends for life. What's your sort of favourite part about the Students' Union?
at the moment they've been really good. I know this is just relevant to now, but there's something called like Bath Corona Community, and it kind of proves how inclusive and like lovely our students union is. Like a lot of the different sports clubs and societies are like taking over and doing different bits. They have like daily workouts with the students union officers. Some people are doing like recipes. Like it's just been really nice to see everyone kind of coming together. It kind of showcases,
Yeah, it's really cute.
We do have, like, I know it's kind of only happening at the moment, but I think people, like, it's kind of emphasized how great the Bath community is, and I'm sure that will continue into next year as well. Like, yeah.
I think I saw on there, my friend's the chair of like meditation society, and obviously like right now everything's a bit uncertain. It can be like really damaging for your mental health. They do a lot of like guided meditation, which I think is something that I'd like to join as well, meditation society. I think there's a lot of like yoga, Pilates, and meditation that'd be quite good as well to join. I think there's loads of things you can find that you're interested in as well, like whether it's food or doing something together. I can't think of any like wild and wacky ones at the moment, but
yeah, definitely. There's like, I think it's important to say that there's just something for everyone, and even if there's not something for you, and you find like-minded people that want to maybe make a society, like there's an opportunity to make your own society. I think as long as you've got like 30 people, then you can make your own.
Yeah, I actually know the girl who created the Harry Potter Society. That only happened, I think, at the end of my second year. So actually that's quite a new society, and that was something that she thought was really missing in the university. So she just found a bunch of other people that really liked Harry Potter, which probably wasn't that difficult, got them all together and created a society for her final year. So that was really cool. So you can actually just do that if you really want to, because there are still some gaps around. Was anybody involved in any of the really arty societies, like the student theatre or musical or like fine arts?
No, but I have gone and watched the student musicals. So like the Bath University Musical Society, they run like a few musicals throughout the year. Last year I watched Legally Blonde, and this year it was Footloose, and I just go with one of my friends who I don't really see that often, and it's just super amazing to see like these are like students who are doing degrees in like Bath's known for being quite like STEM and everything. I mean, I know I do social sciences, but like mostly it is STEM, and seeing how talented and amazing these people are at like creative arts, it's just really good fun, like, and they're just amazing. Like they get like standing ovations at the end because they're just so good. So yeah, like I could never do it, but they're amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, I quite like that because like you said, we are quite a STEM university, and that is what a lot of people spend their time doing, quite academic stuff, but some people have also that really artistic side, and it's nice to have some sort of outlet for that. So there are quite a few sort of artistic things. We have a building called the Edge on campus as well, which is home to a lot of the arts facilities. So it could be like a musical instrument that you're really good at playing. You can maybe join the big band, that kind of thing. There's also things like Chaos, which is choir. I think there's also Aquapella, so acapella, but at Bath,
they win so many awards.
They're really good. They are really good. And then yeah, things like student musicals and student theatre as well. So we have like the theatre downstairs in the Edge as well, and the dance studio upstairs, and art rooms for like drawing and painting, and digital art studio as well for like digital arts as well. So there's lots of like cool facilities, and it's not just STEM at Bath, which is really nice.
Yeah.
What's your favourite society?
Mine's definitely music, because I'm a part of that.
I feel like maybe one of the food ones. I can't pick yet because it's for none. So maybe when I go and I like try all the food ones, I'll come back with a favorite.
Definitely, you've got to try them all out.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I quite like at the moment is the People and Planet Society. I'm not part of it, but one of my friends is, and with all of the like awareness of climate change and the school strikes and whatever, they're just like really interesting. They like give you a leaflet and make you think about something for a bit, or like they have open meetings and stuff. And there was like Climate Change Week and Fair Trade Week, and I just thought they're quite interesting. So yeah,
they do clothes swaps as well. My friend's on committee. It feels like I'm like advertising, but I just found like nice in there as well. And it was just, they do loads of cool stuff like all the time, and they're just really like, I don't know, just really nice people. I just get that vibe.
People.
Yeah.
Are there any societies you've heard of and wanted to join? Actually, you guys mentioned like vegetarian sock and baking sock, and I've
Yeah.
always like seen stuff about that. I mean, like, oh, one day, but like now I've graduated. But there's like so many societies that I never got the chance to like try them all out. But you
Yeah.
guys have still got some time. So are there any that you're thinking of trying out?
I was going to try theatre, but I can't act.
You could do the musicals though, because you can sing.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, the musicals. I think that'd be really cool.
I've been wanting, this is not really related to the question, but I've been really wanting to go to one of the musicals for so long. But they always get sold out so quickly. Like I just tried to get the Legally Blonde one last year, and they just went within like an hour. So yeah, if you definitely want to go, sign up.
I think I might try and get involved in like some of the student media groups, like Bath Time or something. So there's like University Radio, Campus TV, and Bath Time, which is like the magazine. And I feel like I might think about like maybe trying to get involved in like the articles for Bath Time or something, just because I find that's quite interesting, like raising current issues and stuff. I find the Campus TV stuff so funny. I couldn't do it, but I love watching it. Like when they do their coverage of Freshers Week.
Yeah.
Freshers Week.
And in my Freshers Week, I don't know if it's the same for other ones, they did like a daily newsletter of like what was it.
Oh, that was so
So funny. Like so maybe something like that.
Today we talked a bit about societies at Bath and some other groups. So we also have groups, some media groups like the newspaper, the YouTube channel that we have, and also the radio station that we have, as well as things like volunteering groups. So we have Raise and Give. We also have a few sort of volunteer groups for specific charities, and then there's a lot of societies. So we have about 100 different societies, and that covers things from your arts like musical and theatre, things like fine art, music soc, and also things like faith and cultural, so Christian soc. There's like the Cypriot Society, there's like African and Caribbean, and also we have faculty societies. So as Vicky mentioned, things like the Chem-Eng Society. Most sort of departments have some sort of society related to them as well, and then also just sort of the weird and wonderful, so everything from like vegetarian soc to like curry appreciation to Harry Potter Society to People and Planet. So there's a huge range of societies you can get involved with, not just at Bath, but obviously whatever university you go to, there's going to be a lot of cool clubs to join and take part in. Thanks for listening to our conversation today, and we hope to see you next time.